guys, so I'm back with another video, and this video is one of my favorite topics. I love talking about inner healing because a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people, you go to church and it's all about going to church, ticking the boxes like we talked about in my last video, and if you want to check out that video you can. It's about building intimacy with God. But as you build intimacy with God, the next step is to heal. It's inner healing. It's healing from the hurt and the pain of the past. I truly believe that you will never reach your full potential, your full destiny, if you do not heal from the past. If you do not go through that inner healing, if you do not release and let go of all the hurt, pain, trauma, unforgiveness, sin struggles, all of these things that pile up in us, it has to come out. It has to be released. For me, I knew nothing about inner healing. Inner healing and deliverance, the two go hand in hand, because a lot of people talk about deliverance. But deliverance is when you go for the spirit, but there's still a wound there that has to be healed. I want you to imagine all the times you were hurt, all the times you felt pain, all the times someone told you that you were ugly, all the times someone told you you would never amount to anything, all the times someone told you that you would never pass, grow, go to college, whatever. All of those are wounds. And so depending on what you went through in your life, depending on what you have experienced, you have all these wounds on your heart. And so for me, I had a lot of wounds on my heart that I had to heal from. Look, if you want to know that, you can check out my Patreon to learn more. We have a Patreon. You can check it out. The link will be in the comments or in the bio somewhere in this video. But I want you to imagine that whatever your heart looks like, think about all the hurt and the pain and the trauma. And that's how many wounds you have on your heart. And that's how many wounds you need to heal. And so let's say that your father wasn't around, your mother wasn't around, your grandmother raised you. Now you have a mother wound right there. You have a father wound right there. You have a abandonment wound right there. You have probably a rejection, a spirit of rejection that's there. When we start going and digging deep, this is when we start to realize the wounds that we have. And this topic, a lot of people may not know about it. I'm bringing this to YouTube because this is what I do. I help people heal. Like I said, that Patreon, you want to see people heal? I just had someone who went through inner healing with me the other day. She was struggling in life with writing her book, with getting the things done that God had called her to do. By the time we finished the inner healing, she finished her book, her manuscript by the end of that week. I kid you not, I can't make this up. Inner healing. You will never become who God created you to be without inner healing. And so this is when you sit into, this is why last week's video was so important about intimacy, because it's peeling back the layers. It's peeling back the hurt. It's peeling back the pain. Let me give you an example. Let's just break this down. Because again, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I just want people to start to get to a place where we go deeper than just going to church, where we go deeper than just ticking the box and saying, I memorized this scripture today. No, what else is there that God needs us to do? When we start to build that intimate relationship that we talked about, and we start to give him the hurt and the pain every day of what we're dealing with, you're going to start to uncover layers. You're going to start to peel back the layers. You're going to start to realize that there's so much more. And if you want to reach destiny and you want to find out who you really are, if you want to stop wandering through life, I actually have a journal where I walk people through inner healing to heal from the pain and the hurt of your past. So that link will be in the comments as well. But I just want to let you guys know, like, today's video is all about why we need to go through inner healing, why you can even go through this at home. You can do the work. I like to call it deep work. Deep work is basically when you go deep. You go to those deep issues. You go through the deep pain. And maybe I need to make a video on deep work. But deep work is basically when you start to unravel and uncover that hurt and that pain. So let's just put this out there. I'm hearing mother right now. Let's say that your mom was never there for you. Your mom never showed up. Your mom was never present. Your mom wasn't there emotionally, physically. Your mom was never there. So as an adult, you more than likely are someone who you have this deep need for people because the person who was supposed to be there for you wasn't there. Your nurturer wasn't there. You have this deep need and want for people. So you go out and guess what? You probably date the wrong people because there's this need and this want that you have to have someone with you. You have to have someone around you because you didn't have it in childhood. And so you grow up. Maybe you're like me where it's just like you date so many people and you date all these people and you always need to have a security blanket with you. You never realize who you really are. You never learned to stand up on your own 2 feet. You never became who God created you to be because of the hurt and the pain and the trauma from the past. I went through inner healing. I went through deliverance. I sat hours in my prayer room. You can check out that video here on my channel as well. It has like 20,000 views right now on a prayer room video. But I sat in his presence and I went to him and I gave him the hurt and I gave him the pain and I gave him the trauma and I gave the Lord everything. Like, Jesus, come in and heal my heart. I need you to heal me from the hurt and the pain. This is why inner healing is so important. But I just want God's people to understand that this is deeper than just going to church. This is deeper than just memorizing scripture. There is a relationship. There is a deeper intimacy with him that's needed. And if you want to find out who you really are on the inside, if you want to find out who God created you to be, you need to heal from the past. You need to get rid of that trauma. You need to get the journal. You need to join us on Clubhouse. You need to get into Patreon. Like, there are so many tools that God had me develop. I mean, for the last 3 years, he's been having me create these things, and I see it now. Where I'm in a place right now, well, I've gone through the healing, I've gone through the hurt, I've gone through the trauma. And now it's at a point where he's like, now you are able to rise up and help my people. And so this video is to encourage people to want to know more, to want to go deeper, to want to go and find out the things of God, to know that there's so much more. God has a plan for you. He has, his word says, for I know the plans. He knows the plans. He has a plan for your life. He doesn't want you to feel like you don't have anything to do, where you're wandering through life, where you have no idea what it is that you're supposed to be doing, where you live a life where it's just like you tell yourself there's more to life, because there is more to life. There's purpose. And when you find your purpose, that's when you have that passion behind you and you're passionate about what God has called you to do. I don't care if you are a teacher, if you're a pastor, if you are a janitor where you help. All of us have a purpose. God has a plan for all of our lives. But I'm here to tell you that ultimate plan, that ultimate purpose, you will never find it until you heal. Because just imagine, God is telling you to rise up and become. God is telling you to get to this next place. He wants, let's just say you're called to be a prophet, an apostle, a pastor, or whatever. I'm just using this as an example. But you don't believe in yourself because someone in your childhood told you you're not good enough. And the devil will use people. The devil will use people to keep you from becoming who God created you to be. He's going to try to use people in childhood to stifle you. He's going to use that cousin to tell you that you, let's use me for an example. People talked about my appearance. People talked about my looks because God called me to video. He used people at a very young age to come from my appearance because look at me. I'm meant to be on camera. I'm meant to make videos. So, of course, the devil is going to start to use people at a young age. Let me know in the comments some of the things that the enemy did to you at a young age. But this video is really just to give people the urgency to want to know more about inner healing, to heal from the past. Because right now, God is saying he's raising up people right now. He wants people to get into position right now. And for every person who you are not 100%, you don't know who you are, you will never be able to rise up and become. Because you second guess yourself, you question yourself, you second guess if God really wants to use you. You second guess if God really has called you. If this video is helping you, make sure you subscribe to my channel because there's going to be a lot more videos like this in this season. Because I know for me, God has me in a place right now where I know who I am. And I know he had me take a break and he had me come back because this is the season where he's like, now go help my people. You know what it takes. You know what it felt like. You know what it looks like. You know what it feels like to go and heal from all of it and come back. Now go help my people and bring them out. I saw a vision the other day where I was wrapped up, and it was like God was showing me all the phases and stages that I've gone through to be completely free. And then I saw myself jump in the water and start to heal people who were in bondage, like to bring people out who were in bondage. And he said, this is what you're about to do in this season. So right now, this video, like I said, I have no idea how long it's going to be. I'm just flowing in whatever the Lord tells me to say on today's video, because this one, there's an urgency on this one. I know there's an urgency for healing in this hour, an urgency for people to understand that who you are is not even who you are. Life causes us to become that version of ourselves. Think about it this way. You're not really shy. You don't really have low self-esteem. You don't really second guess yourself. You're not bad at making decisions. These are the things, this is what life has caused you to become. God never intended for you to be shy. I used to say all the time, oh, I'm a shy person. I'm not shy at all. The enemy wanted me to be shy so that I wouldn't rise up and become who he created me to be. And it's the same thing for you. He doesn't want you to find out who you really are, because when you find out who you really are and you heal from that trauma and the pain of the past is over, he never wants you to find out who you are. That's his job. His job is to make sure you never find out who you are. When you start to unravel and heal from that past and heal from the hurt and take off those layers and strip down and become a bare bones version of who you have become, that's when you're going to rise up. That's when you're going to become who God created you to be. That's when you're not going to care what people think. You're not going to care what people say. All you're going to care about is who God says you are. And you're going to show up as that version of yourself. My job today was to give an urgency on people to heal. So what does it mean to heal? When it comes to healing from the inner child. Like I said, all of this is on my Patreon. I've recorded this. I've talked about this. You can click the link and you can learn more. But right now, just to get started, you want to go back to that one thing. What is that one major area of hurt and pain? What is that one thing in your life that you have not been able to forgive someone for? What is that one thing that you have just not been able to forget about it? You want to go back to those things that you constantly think about. I used to have ruminating thoughts all the time. I would think about things all the time. That's what you want to go back to. What is that thing? And this, I'm going to wrap it up after this, because I want people to start to come to my channel and really get things and tools and learn one thing that can really start to change their life. So what is that one thing? Whether it's my mom left me and she never came back. My dad left me and he never called me. My grandma passed away and I was never able to grieve for the loss of my grandma. I don't know what it is, but whatever that thing is for you, that's what you want to take back to the Lord in prayer. That's the things that as you begin to give him your day-to-day, we talked about the intimacy video, go back and watch it. But as you begin to build that intimacy and you get closer to God, then you're going to be more comfortable giving him the harder things, the deeper things, the hurt and the pain from childhood. And when you start to unravel these things, I'm telling you, the devil will run from you. He's going to be so afraid of you. He's going to be like, I can't even do anything with this person because they know who they are. That is the goal. The goal is to get to a place where the devil can't even bother you anymore because you know who you are. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Next week, I'm actually doing a video on unforgiveness, why it's so important to forgive those who hurt you, to forgive yourself, that kind of thing. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments, give it a like so other people can learn more. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm super excited about my channel and where God is taking us. If this blessed you, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.